Welcome to the Channels TV app for the Nokia Lumia phone. Click on the Channels TV icon to get started. Get the latest news and stories, and you can also watch us live by clicking on the live TV icon. We have the eyewitness section so you can post events happening around you. To do that, click on the post. Select Change Media to send an image or video. Enter your username, report title, and report's description. Don't forget to read and check the terms and policy box. Click on the post icon and your message will be delivered and could be used if it's newsworthy. Visit our topics page and view our various programs. Channels TV app for Nokia Lumia. The news at your fingertips.
Welcome back to News Across Nigeria. The Ogun State Governor has expressed concern over the continuous decline of resources, that is finances, to meet the needs of the state. But before we continue with that story, we'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We'd also like to urge you to please interact with the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Now let's bring you up to date with happenings in Ogun State. The governor, Ibikunle Amosun, has expressed concern over the continuous dwindling finances, which has not allowed the government to effectively meet its financial obligations in recent times. He bared his mind during a meeting with the members of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners Ogun State chapter, who paid him a visit in his office in Abeokuta, the state capital. While dissociating themselves from the media reports accusing the state government of insensitivity to the plight of pensioners, they commended the financial re-engineering put in place by the state, but were also quick to ask the governor for the payment of outstanding gratuities owed them.
The meeting was at the instance of the state governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun. One, to give members of the union an opportunity to explain the content of their press briefing published in some national dailies, accusing the state government of neglecting pensioners in the state, especially in the payment of outstanding gratuities. Although the chairman of the union dissociates members from the content of the press publication, claims by another member reveals things are not too rosy.
The punch of savings of this we distance ourselves from that. You have been paying us regularly, and I say this, and it is in record that in the whole of the Southwest, you are number one.
Since you came, sir, despite the debt you met on ground, you had not contributed a kobo to our pension fund, thereby making the gratuities to be mounting. Today, we have more than 10 billion naira gratuity to pay.
Given the financial standing of Ogun State in the face of the ongoing economic recession, the governor explains that the state can only break even if the state can generate 400 million naira daily, as against the current 19 million it generates. He wants citizens to show understanding and cooperate with its government.
Same gratuity that's creating the problem. I started paying from October 2008. I cleared all the outstanding 2008. This is it. Figures don't lie. 2009, 2010, 2011, now I'm in 2012 November. And I will explain why. It's only the way we are in the state, and that's why I just okay, don't let me shout about it. In Lagos State, this is camera. If you retire, you wait for 2 years before you put in your paper. But in Ogun State, you retire one day like this. The following month, you are taking paper. That is not small money.
Going forward, Governor Amosun says he is committed to paying all gratuity arrears as soon as funds are available.
From the southwest to the northwest, President Muhammadu Buhari has warned individuals and groups against fomenting trouble that could plunge the nation into crisis. He gave the warning to the Minister of Interior, General Abdul Rahman Dambazo, when he visited Zaria in Kaduna State to assess the impact of the damage as a result of the clash between the Nigerian army and members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria last Saturday. The minister, who was accompanied by the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, and the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, warned against any act of lawlessness and disregard for the rule of law. And now, to get a further heads up on the current situation now, we're joined by our correspondent in Kaduna State, Chimeze Enyocha, to give us some information on what's happening now. Chimeze, what's the current situation of things in Kaduna State? Chimeze, if you can hear me.
The state capital and some parts of Zaria. As of this morning, many offices, banks, markets and schools that closed yesterday as early as 11 a.m. yesterday due to fear of a planned violent protest by members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria in some parts of the state capital open for business this morning. Residents are moving about freely without any molestation in the state capital, but heavily armed security forces have been deployed to all trouble spots and flush points in the state capital to maintain law and order. Meanwhile, the State Police Commissioner, Police Command had denied reports in some sections of the media yesterday that these men killed 3 members of the Islamic movement during a protest at Tunwada area in the state capital. The command's public relations officer, Zubairu Abubakar, told me that none of the sect members was killed by his men. Instead, he said that what happened was that the sect members threw dangerous weapons on a police patrol team at the area, following the rumor that they were planning a violent protest to unleash terror on innocent citizens. He advised members of the public to watch out for troublemakers and report any suspicious movement to security agencies. In Zaria, soldiers are still stationed at PZ and the Gulesu area, where the unfortunate incident between soldiers and members of the sect occurred last weekend. Heavily armed soldiers were seen patrolling around the PZ road that leads to the Nigerian Army Depot in Zaria, as well as the major road that leads to the Ahmadu Bello University, one of the campuses of Ahmadu Bello University, called Congo Campus, also in Zaria. At the demolished residence of their revered leader, Sheikh Ibrahim Ezazaki, heavily armed policemen are still stationed there. People are not allowed to move in and out of the place. The whole place is still quiet, and economic activities are not still going on in those places. That is what is currently on ground now.
What is the reaction of the Islamic community in Kaduna State, even the religious community, to these clashes?
Hello, come again.
Chimeze, what is the reaction of the community, the religious community, to this clash in particular?
Well, it is a mixed reaction. While some residents applauded the action taken by the army to dislodge the sect members who they said have become so notorious, unleashing terror on innocent citizens, there are those who still believe that the army went too far. But, you know, yesterday, the Minister of Interior and the Inspector General of Police were in Zaria, where they assessed the situation, and they said that they were waiting for the outcome of the investigation to know how to apportion blames. Right now, that is the situation now. The governor of the state, Nasir El-Rufai, has also called for peace. He has called on residents through his media aid that everybody should